everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm Coach Deborah here in Jacksonville, Florida, and I am excited to have you here today. And guess what? We have a brand new fourth Thursday co-host, and that is Miss Kamara.
I tongue a lot.
Oh, so how about you telling everybody a little bit about yourself? I know you've been on here before on our Blueprint for Success, but just tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you love to do.
Hi, you guys. My name is Kamira. I am a certified life coaching expert, as they say. I am. I'm good at what I do, and I love doing it. I am the CEO and owner of Chic Amir. The definition of an elegant princess. We have to start from where we were as a child in order to rise to the top to be a queen, right? So that's what my business is about. I support women in their journey to healing and wellness.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And she's been on here a million times, but I always butcher her name. Her name. Well, if you follow Be Your Best Life for the past, I'll say month and a half here on Let's Talk About It, we have been talking about those things that cause us sometimes angst or makes us lose our credibility when it comes to other people because we get in such a hurry, we overbook, we overlook things, we get stressed out, and we let people down. But we have been talking about different things that will help us to get a better hold on what those things that we love to do, those things that we have to do as we transition through life. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. If discipline alone worked, we'd all be less stressed, we'd be having fun. But the truth is, overwhelmed minds need support systems.
Right.
So we're going to be talking about some tools that will help us to gain that peace, help us to remember what matters, and reduce unnecessary stress. Now, you're going to have stress, but some of it is unnecessary. We cause it ourselves.
Exactly.
So what do you think about it?
I believe that the two combined creates the perfect guideline to follow. When you think of willpower versus our systematic flow, um, I will say with willpower, I've always looked at it as kind of like a battery in our within us. We can go for so long on full, and then as we go through our day or through our year, through our month, how it starts to decrease. We lose a little momentum as we go. We tend to forget some things along the way. So with that, it for me it tends to create that little error, that little space for failure or breakdown, when you're not, for me, combining the two, or when you're not as disciplined in your willpower and you need that backup with the systematic flow. Um, so I always say for me, I'm a cookie junkie. So so my willpower says I'm not gonna eat a cookie. I'm not gonna eat these cookies in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna, overdo the sweets. Um, but there's that temptation. There's that um, room for, like I say, to mess up. The systematic flow for me is when you go to the grocery store, don't go to the cookie aisle. and when I write a lot. I'm a writer all the time. My kids call me the tree killer. Uh, so I will butcher some paper, but I write my things out. I write out what I'm doing, what I'm expected to do, and how I'm going to execute it all. When it comes down to willpower versus system, does that make
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. We want to say give a shout out to those that are watching us today. Make sure that you like and share. But hello, Agnes, Dan, thank you for tuning in. Coach Miller, thank you for tuning in and the effective living community. Miss Curley, thank you. Welcome, 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 Deacon Holmes. And the topic we are talking about today is tools that work, tools that really work. So I hope that what we talk about is something that you feel like you can share, because I know as I was doing the research, I was like, oh, yeah, that'll help. That'll help. You know, you always think sometimes you got a good system, but it's wonderful that we can always learn and always go out there and find more.
Right.
Now, so we got 5 areas that we're going to be talking about today. And Kamara is going to start out by telling us a little bit more about why systems beat willpower.
Um, when we create a system, it's a blueprint. I love using, the subtitle blueprint when it comes to working with the whole process. When it comes to creating a system, um, I like I say, I journal a lot, I write a lot. So when I create that system, it helps me flow into a um, legible routine, whether it's for my life, my health, family, friends, in school. When we create the system for our lives, it promotes our growth and the routine that we're flowing in. I remember at one point in time, you get so chaotic in life. Being a mom, being a grandmother, we tend to get overwhelmed with everything. Your willpower to continue to do certain things and move forward can often get sidetracked. And with that, you forget a lot of stuff that you're supposed to be doing. So I encourage a lot of the ladies to create a system, build a system that works for you, because you can always tweak it and go in a different, if you need to go in a different direction, it's there in front of you, and you're working on a system and a routine that works properly for you, versus you're constantly trying to go off of your will to do, and thinking, or focus. So that's what my thought is with the with system and versus the willpower. I'm not saying they can function alone. Some people can. Willpower is strong. But then there are those where you really need a clear system to get past some things, to even create, what's for your future. Getting that format out of your head.
All right. Yeah, that's good. 'Cause, you know, a lot of times you have it in your mind and you know what it is, but for whatever reason,
Hmm.
it's like you're in a hurry and it's like, oops, I forgot that.
Totally. I have a saying with everybody, my bad, give me a minute to rethink. Give me to rethink. Because in my head, I'm going to, or I'm going to try. But logically, when something distracts me, it's like, oh, was I supposed to? And it's all over. It's all over. I'm one of those who like, let me backtrack. I'm going to go back and start all over again. Give me a couple. So that's me when it comes to, like I said, I have a will to do all things. Mm, but then I know me.
Yes, things happen. All right, we're going to go into uh, using calendars and reminders effectively can help us as we work through those things that we're trying to get done. stay focused. So if it's not scheduled, it's not something that's secure. If
Yes.
it's not reminded, it's at risk of forgetting. So many people, don't take what I would say it's not that they lack the intention to do things, but they don't maybe not have that reliable system. As
Mhm.
you get some examples of that. Now a calendar is a commitment to, it's not just a date keeper. So some of the things that we have to look at when we're talking about that calendar, it's not just for appointments, it's not just for meetings, it's not just for events, it's for any time, anything that's important to you. If it's something that you want to remember, you want to make sure that you do, put it in that calendar. If it's some family time, hey, Fridays from noon for the rest of the day is family time.
Yeah.
Then someone call you, you might be busy, but when you look over there, hey, oh no, that's that the sixth. No, that's Friday. No, that's for the wife. That's for the husband. Got to take the kids this place. So
Yeah.
you know those things and you keep up with them.
Hmm.
Some of us tend to go, 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 go. You may even need to put a slot on there from 3 to 4. I'm gonna take a siesta. I'm gonna take a rest break. I'm gonna walk, whatever. If it's important, you need to put it down.
Right.
And then, sometimes we have, okay, I can remember everything. I don't need to write it down. Okay. But as you get age or you get older, yeah, you used to remember everything at just a glance, but
Oh,
you begin to get overwhelmed. So maybe you just had to keep up with yourself, but now you have to keep up with family. You got to keep up with your spouse, you have to keep up with your children. You got some here in this school, you got some away in college. You got to keep up with all those things. You can't have a sticky note over here and this calendar here. You need to have it all in one place
yes. Yeah.
so it's consistent. Because I know one day I was looking for something and I was like, why do I have all these different calendars? I don't know anything about a Google calendar. I don't want to see that. I got this calendar on my phone. That's what I use.
Like, set
So
up and mine are this like every time you turn around, mine is ping. So I try.
yes.
Yes, I have to have that calendar in place.
Yeah. And a lot of times where we mess up, we say, I got it together. I got it organized. I know I have a meeting at 3.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
sitting and you just doing stuff, and then okay, it's 2:58, and then you want to get okay. Have you prepped for your meeting?
You have not.
Then you're sitting up there, and it's like I didn't take a health break. I need. Ooh, how can I? Ooh, how can I get a spot in here where I can move? I can get up. Okay, you need to prep for that meeting.
Hmm.
We knew that we were going to be here today, so we didn't wait until yesterday or the day to say, now what are we going to talk about?
Right.
We
Right.
had to prep, make sure we were on the same page, get it done. Somebody wanted to meet with me today, I was like, okay, I'm free until I'm going to have that 45-minute window in there before I
Yeah.
start the podcast because I'm going to make sure I can finish up what I'm working on. I get to a stopping place. I can take my health break. I can freshen up my lipstick. But it takes more than just, okay, I'm ready. And
Right.
then a lot of people, they wait and they say, okay, now I'm going to be on this podcast. And she said it's going to take 45 minutes. So that means at 7:30, I can have another meeting. What if
Right.
we go over?
It's over. Exactly.
And you find people that they just do back-to-back meetings. I got one at 3, I got one at 4, I got one at 5. Give yourself a break.
And I had that terrible. That was me. I was overbooking and over planning stuff, thinking, okay, all I need is 25 minutes to get from here to here. Well, what about the traffic? You forgot about traffic. You forgot about what if their itinerary changes based on yours. So if you don't, give yourself that time in between, and like I say, write it out, put that planner in place, and always put, give yourself that extra time to prepare. I call it the crash and burn moment. I get there and somebody's changed up something, and if they've changed it up, I typically I try to stay away from anxiety. Change stresses me if it comes too fast.
Mm.
I always try to give myself that extra time, or I'll let the person, know, hey, I may be running behind, da 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 da. If it's anything that I need to know ahead of time, please give it to me. So that way I have time to overlook it and, compose myself. Because I'll walk in there looking like a ghost, like, and it's, okay, did you actually look? Nope, I didn't, because it came late. I was late. My bad. I have that real bad. My bad. My bad.
Yeah. And people don't realize that the way that they handle their selves impacts others. Like yesterday, I was a timer for uh, Toastmasters. Well, that's not a hard job. However, we were having a speakathon, so people had different speech lengths. So I had to know what your speech length was so I could put the timing lights on. Well,
Mhm.
I like to prepare for the meeting the day before. I print out my meeting agenda. I get my everything I'm going to need. I get it ready. Well, I kept going out there and look. We had 5 speakers. Everybody didn't have their stuff out there, so I couldn't print my stuff out. Couldn't get my chart ready. Then I go back out there and look. I went out there and looked the hour before the meeting. Somebody still didn't have the information there.
Yeah.
And so when I get on there, I said, my first question is, how long is your speech so and so? Oh, I just put that out there. Okay, but I don't have time to keep going. You're driving me nuts.
Like, I need you to be on the same. Let's be on the same page. Let's be on the.
Right. And my husband and I, we kind of like opposites when we get ready to go somewhere, because if he knows it takes 30 minutes, then he won't leave 30 minutes ahead. If I know it takes 30 minutes, I'm gonna leave an hour ahead,
That
because
part.
I don't know what the traffic's gonna be. I don't like to be late, So I have something when I have my schedule, like for appointments.
Yeah.
How your PC dings the day before, so that's my reminder. And then when I get up that morning, okay, my appointment is at 12. So
Yeah.
on my phone, I got an alarm that's gonna go off at 11. So I know I gotta get out of here.
My kids always say, "Mama, God, you moving us too fast." But don't I get us there on time? Sarah, look, and you have enough time to compose yourself, because when you think about it, if you're running behind, your behavior changes, your mood changes.
Definitely.
You never know how the space that you're in, what's the other person's demeanor. So you walk in, if they're in a bad mood, it prepare you have that time to prepare yourself to adjust to how they are. So I always, it's a plan. It's a route for unnecessary stressors. Unnecessary stressors.
Exactly. Good conversation. If you have just joined us, we are talking about tools that actually work. There are some things that actually work. Those sticky notes everywhere, and
Oh, to see my desk. Like, if I pull it, it's like, no, no, no. I have notes where it looks like a party place with notes. And I'm color coordinated on it. What the pink, the yellow, the blues are for.
hey, if it works,
Oh yeah.
and that's the thing, to, like you say, cause you less stress.
Yes. Yeah. Like I say, we have that. It's. Uh, I always go back to, even though I'm an empty nester now, but for some reason I still feel like there's 1,000 of them running through here. So I call it Central Station here at GT House, because one is coming for different things. Whether I have one that loves crafting, one that loves art, and one that needs T-shirts made, one that needs help with with the job that they're on. I still have to. I go through, and like you say, the devices that we use to plan and set time. I always tell them, don't just pop up. Give me time because I can't think right off the whim sometimes. So I
Mhm.
schedule them in. I walk in, there's a refrigerator full of post-it notes. Diana's gonna be over soon. Prepare yourself. Tell my son over the top about. But he has his own planner. I have to put him on a different planner.
Yeah. No, because this is like, well, if you if you know they're coming and you know they like certain snacks or whatever, you'll have them. But if you have no idea that they're coming even this week, you might not have gone to the store. And here they come. And, well, Nana, I won't. Nana, I won't. I don't have it.
Yeah. And I have one that, well, I have two, and they are stuck on noodles. And I have that, I have my little plan every week. Check to see if your shelf is stocked. You know, Sooner or later they'll be over. Did they eat them all up the last time? Um, so planner, calendar, sticky notes, devices that are needed. Devices that are needed. And that's one thing that I'm teaching them as well. Our kids, I think they know technology more than we do. I've been teaching my oldest one, who is about to graduate, the importance of structure and her routine and keeping everything um, organized, like your day to day. Because she'll call and she'll depend on her mom, not understanding that her mom is on a different job now, and you have to plug yourself in on your mom's planner and schedule. So don't just think you're still this little, elementary school kid. You're a high school student about to be college. So you have to be that much more responsible um, for your routine, for the system that you have in place, because you're on different wavelengths now. You're thinking older. Your mom is thinking you and your siblings. Um, so very important, very important. If we just stay on top of it, you won't lose out that frustration and anxiety.
That's right. And Miss Curley is watching on YouTube, and she says, I use my cell phone for alarms for everything, my blackboard for appointments. So,
Yeah,
yep, that's
yeah,
good.
that's it. And mine, look, I run around with two, and then so they divide. One goes off, the next, the next, the next. Very, very good. I don't need them all, but for some reason, for me, I gotta have them.
Okay. All right. Well, we hope that these are giving y'all some ideas. And if y'all have some ideas that we're not that are good tools that will help you and we don't mention them, put it in the chat. We would love to share. All right. Our next topic is buffer time and realistic planning.
Ooh, ooh, that's a good one. I mean, it still ties in with the making yourself accessible. Um, Perfect time, not timing won't always be perfect, but when creating that buffered time, um, it's almost like a shock absorber. That's what I like to call it, that shock absorber time versus delays. When we put ourselves in certain situations, like I said, if you don't plan that, something starts at 3. Some people say give myself 30 minutes, other people say give myself an hour, because anything can happen in between that hour's time that you may have to, shift and change um, in order to accommodate either yourself and the other party. So without the buffer, it's like a domino effect.
Mm.
I'm gonna think of it like that. It's a domino effect. I could be running behind on time and get there just in the nick of time, but not able to get the update on how things are gonna go. So if I'm off sync, then it throws the person ahead of me off. And then there's that domino effect of time was not allotted for what's going to happen. Um, so I that's a good. I like the word buffer. Buffering your time, um, being punctual, being on time with it. You look at the generation, you look at this era. I'm not going to say just generation. You look at this era today, and everybody's always on move, 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 move. Either they're too far ahead or they are too far behind in certain situations. But when you plan, you set yourself to be a little bit more punctual in what you have, what's going on your, that buffering time, then you're good. You're not overstepping anybody, or tripping yourself.
Right. Yes, that's good. Yeah, I like that buffer, and then you think about that word buffer, that's a good, it's a good thing. Well, something so and so was gonna happen, but I had that buffer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Our last topic that we're going to talk about is that it's called weekly reviews and mental reset. Mental reset.
Mm.
So, chaos builds daily.
Mm.
So if you're going along the day and things get out of place, you get behind on one thing, then tomorrow it gets worse. So then you're behind on some more things. You got the new week starting. Okay, where are you starting? Do you know where you're starting? Do you know where you ended off?
Yeah,
Hey, what about taking some time, 30 minutes, 40 minutes to reset?
yeah.
Okay, what did I not get accomplished last week that I needed to get accomplished? Or did I not finish? Did I
Mm.
learn anything from what I did last week that will help me better navigate this week?
Right.
It's a good time to sit down and look at that. Just like you have an event and you want to say, okay, what worked, what didn't work. So that's the same thing that can help us through life is to take that reset. Just think about it. So I got 5 steps that I'm going to talk about really quick. The first step is reflect. Reflect on what happened. Did I overextend myself? Did I commit myself and then didn't show up for what I committed for? Did I get everything done? But in that time, I drained all my energy because I was just like the energizer bunny trying to get it all done. Reflect. The second one is clear the open loops.
Mm.
Were there any there, I was talking about this today, it drives me nuts. He said, when I send somebody a text and ask them a question, and it could be about a podcast or do they want to go do something, and they just don't respond.
Hmm.
I mean, not just the hours, but days, weeks. They don't respond. Did you get my message? Is it a yes? Is it a no?
Oh.
Is there anything that I didn't respond to? Did I leave anybody hanging?
Hmm.
Hopefully I didn't. I try to. I got. You got 2 phones. I got 50 million. I got 50 million mailboxes. But I tried to respond back timely because I know people have things to do.
Hmm.
So I want to make sure I didn't leave anyone hanging and respond to anything that I have left open.
God, that's
You
good.
know, so I can do a little bit better job. Then I'm going to review my calendar. You got to have that to-do list. So I'm going to, review my calendar. But before I can get to this week, is there anything I didn't check off last week? Because as I get things done, I try to check them off. And if I don't get something done, to put it on to the next day. But I can always miss something. So I want to make sure again that I haven't left anything dangling. Somebody's waiting for me to respond on something that they need to know. So if I'm a no, they can go on to the next person, but I just got them lingering because I forgot to, hey, have you ever typed a response to an email or a text and not hit send?
Yes. Yesterday, Erica, forgive me, forgive me. I typed it in. I had it all pretty and typed out, and it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and she says, "Hey, you didn't respond," and I had to go back and retype. Sorry, forgot to hit send.
Yeah. So we're human, we're not perfect, so we can make those mistakes. But hey, if I go back and look and try to, rectify or get my calendar all straight, so I
Mm,
kind of like it's not really a clean slate, but it's a comfortable, nice and neat slate. I know
yes.
what it is that I need to get done now. And then step four is okay, I know what I have to get done. Can't do everything at one time. What are the priorities? When I look at my week, what is that priority?
Mm,
Do I need to get this March thing done first, or do I need to find my April guest first? What is it that I need to do first? Do I
mm,
need to get that children's ministry PowerPoint done before I print out the enrollment for children's ministry? What is it that's my priorities? So that's going to help me to do a better job.
right.
And then emotional reset. A lot of times we beat ourselves up. Oh man, I can't believe I forgot that. Oh, I didn't do this. Oh, they must be think I'm a liar. I'm not a liar. I just forgot. I didn't even see that. You know. But you need to get yourself back to your emotions. You know who you are, you know your integrity, your ethics, and if they are people that are connected with you, they know you as well.
Yes.
And it'll be okay. So get yourself together. It's gonna be okay. Just move forward.
And it gives you time to bring yourself down from all of the previous uh, uh, things that you were going through, because it could have been a chaotic, stressful week last week, and you got yourself thrown off just a little bit, and it's like filling in the gaps. That emotional reset brings you down, calms you down, and you get to go back and fill in some of those gaps, and like say breathe through it.
Yes. Yes. So, take those kind of things and think about them. I didn't see anything in the chat, any suggestions or anything else that you had, any tools that you use that would help as well. But we do sincerely hope that everything that we covered will help you. And remember, I was looking and I came across this scripture, Lamentations 3:22 and 23. Through the Lord's mercies, we are not consumed because his compassions fail not. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. So every week is mercy, every week is grace, and every review we get an opportunity to grow. So we can do this.
Exactly, exactly. Like we got it. We're gonna get it done, even with our thousands of posted notes and journals and reminders. We're gonna get through.
Thank you for the amen, Curly. Yes,
Yeah,
most
what was that,
definitely.
Deborah? It was Lamentations.
Uh, 3:22-23.
I like that. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. So again, thank you everyone for tuning in today, and we hope that you took these nuggets, these things that you can do to assist you in what you're trying to do in your life that will help you to be more successful and do it more peacefully. Kamara, do you have anything that you want to say to everyone as we prepare to close?
I'm glad for those that tuned in with us. They joined us today to grab some of these nuggets. I definitely love the ending notes. Um, Great addition to anything that we have going on in our life. I always say, I guess I'll say in closing, when we add all these factors and components together, um, it helps us achieve a better goal for our life. Everything won't be stress free, but it'll eliminate some of the stress and the anxiety when we use these tools to go about our daily, weekly, monthly life. Um, all the chores that we have. I'm in that era now where I'm working on eliminating as much as I can. And sometimes if you don't write it out and see it in plain sight, like I say, the blueprint, uh,
Mhm.
tend to overload yourself, and you want to avoid the overload as much as possible. So these were great nuggets, great tools. Glad for the conversation today.
All right, thank you. And I'm gonna put the excuse me, if I can spell the scripture in the comments and put it up. It's Lamentations chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. So again, thank you all for tuning in. Hello, Karen. Hey, good to see you on here. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you for y'all comments. Uh, and like I said, we can get things done, but we can always learn something new. So hopefully, this is some information that you can share with others. So make sure that you share, like, and comment. And if you haven't subscribed on my YouTube page as well, if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. But again, I'm super excited to have uh, my new fourth Thursday co-host with me. She'll be here from now until God say so.
Hey, open doors, open doors. I'm so delighted to be a part. I'm so delighted to be a part.
Thank you for being here. And everybody, please remember that building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan, it's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. And make sure you tune in Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5:30 uh, Central Time for Blueprint for Success. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening. Talk with you later, Kamara.
Great one.